What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are reacting to the 4th episode of Mr. Love's Queen's Choice. Yes, it is plural. This one's titled The Key in the Darkness. Which, yeah, we've got to figure out what the key of this whole scene is in the darkness with the way that we ended on that cliffhanger of episode 3. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm into it. This show has been a big surprise this season. Like, first of all, way more plot heavy than I think I gave it credit for. I expected it to be leaning towards more slice of life, reverse harem-esque sort of thing. That's where I kind of thought this would be going that direction. But no, it went story and action heavy. And I'm loving it for it. I really am. It's very surprising. Secondly, the viewership on this. I have no idea what happened, but this series is one of the most popular ones on the channel right now. And I didn't expect that. I did not expect this show to be the popular one. So thank you everyone who's come and found the channel through this show. It's been a very interesting ride so far. We are now reaching the 1/3 mark with episode 4 here, because it is a 12-episoder. 12-episoder. And yeah, I'm loving it. This has been a big surprise. As someone who has never played the game and has no context of anything that's going on, this is really interesting, and I'm digging it. So, last time, we kind of expanded on, what's his name? I'm going to get the names wrong all the time. Zen or Victor, whichever version it's going to be. The CEO paraded our main protagonist. I think he used idiot, like, was it like 5 or 6 times in that just one bit of scene he had with her? Like, including 3 in one sentence. So that was nice. But it turns out that he is the owner and chef of the restaurant that gets absolutely terrible reviews, except for the food, which gets amazing reviews. So the service is always super low, the food's always super high. And mainly because of the pudding. And the reason why is that A, he just likes cooking. B, he's searching for someone that he made that pudding for. And I think almost certainly, based on the fact of the context clues we were given when our main protagonist ate the pudding and just immediately started crying and gave this whole spiel, like, I don't remember anything before I was 5. It's like, I barely remember anything before I was like 15, so my memory is terrible, but I don't think many people remember what happened before they were 5. Like, they may have one childhood memory, but that's about it. Like, you remember when you tore wallpaper off someone's house. Like, maybe that's a memory you have. Or you broke something. That's the type of childhood memories you probably have. So, yeah, I don't know if that's a common thing. Like, people do remember things from before 5. I don't know if that's a Japanese thing. I don't know. Maybe they actually pay attention more and remember things more. I don't know. I certainly don't. So yeah, it turns out that she was kidnapped at a young age. The only thing she remembers from that time is the taste of the pudding, the most delicious pudding in my life. And now she's at this pudding and has experienced basically the same thing, implying that our CEO here made pudding for her after she was kidnapped. Now, I'm going to go out on a bit of a limb here, because in the OP, we see a hint of Black Swan, right? We actually see a hint of them. Let me just find the OP from episode 3. Red Queen Hypothesis. We actually see a glimpse of Black Swan, the organization that is capturing evolvers, right? They're capturing them and making them thieves. The main villain, I guess, the guy, looks a fair amount like Zen, to the point where I expect him to be a relative of some kind at this point. Like, he just seems like it. And then there's another male figure beside him that I don't know. We don't get a close-up shot of him. He just seems like to be there. So I wonder who that might be. He's in a suit, tie, shirt, pants, and everything. So I don't know what. I'm not sure what his deal is, but it's fairly obvious that our main character is an evolver without knowing it. It's fairly obvious at this point. Like, the fact that she's not affected by CEO's time stop ability, neither is our boy. Is it Kiro or Kira? I think it's different depending on which translation. Kira. Same difference. Maybe he seems to not be aware of his evolver nature either, although we haven't really had a super focused episode on him. He's shown up a couple of times now, but we haven't really had a super in-depth focused episode on him, and I think that might be now, because we've secured a deal with him to have him on the show now, right? Yes, because it's meant to be him coming to the restaurant to do the interview, and like the whole deal was like the most popular restaurant, the most popular idol, bam, we sell, or we get huge viewership, I should say. That was the whole master plan behind this, I believe. So I think we'll get a more focused episode on him in a minute, probably, after we resolve the initial drama of the cop, Gavin, Haku-senpai, yes, pulling a gun on Simon, or Lucian, the scientist, who seems to have like a bubble shield sort of ability. I have no idea what's going on there. But things are getting interesting. Let's just put it that way. I think that's the best way I can put it. Things are getting real interesting. So yeah, my theory at the moment is that somehow, somewhere, our main character was known to be an evolver by Black Swan, was kidnapped by Black Swan, traumatized by the memories, perhaps she learnt of her evolver nature, was stolen, or kidnapped I should say, not stolen, she's not an object, was kidnapped by Black Swan, traumatized, forgot about being an evolver, and was saved by the CEO, or was found by the CEO to the point where she would eat pudding from him. That's my ongoing theory right now with how I think that's all interconnected. I think CEO has a relation to someone in Black Swan, just judging by the very similar character designs. Or maybe even is a member of Black Swan, but I don't think so. I don't think they make one of the four main poster boys of the show and a villain. Maybe they would. Maybe it's 2 and 2. Ooh, what if it was... No, I don't know. But that's my ongoing theory right now on how that might be all interconnected. But it's not a very good theory, as you can probably tell. Anyway, let's find out why the hell Haku-senpai is pointing a gun at neuroscientist guy. Let's just find that out. So, as always, I realize it's a very long intro, I apologize, but this show's actually really good. As always, these are time-based formats. Bottom left of the screen, you're going to see the time of the episode. I'll count us down, 3, 2, 1, play. And then on play, I start the episode, you start the episode, we're all in sync. I'm watching the official Crunchyroll version, link in the description. If you don't have the subscription service, you can wait a week and the episodes become free. As per usual with all Crunchyroll and Funimation-based shows. I'll call out OP because it's a very obvious OP, and ad breaks are usually, I think on this show, yeah, they have actual ad break like title cards for the show with the characters in different poses and stuff, so they'll be obvious to call out for those who don't have Crunchyroll version. Anyway, with all that said, let's get into this episode in 3, 2, 1, play. Right, immediately pointing the gun, okay. How's... I just deflect? Oh-ho, okay, so it's not a physical shield. What? Oh, he was... Aha, okay. It wasn't pointing at our boy, it was someone else. Got it. Mm-hmm. There's the line again. But now he knows he's an evolver. So I was right. I think I made that prediction at the end of episode 3 that maybe there was someone else there that he was trying to protect them from. Right. And now the truth comes out. So it was a physical shield. He used his wind ability to curve it around them to hit the sniper's bullet. I think it's been fated to happen at this point. Alright. OP time, because we're hitting Red Queen Hypothesis, blah blah blah. Okay. It's a long OP because we get the Red Queen Hypothesis for a while. And then we get the whole, there are unique powers known as Evolver. I don't like these types of OPs. Like, it's fine for the first episode, maybe the second episode, just to keep it going, but like, we're episode 4. We know this basic stuff by now, right? So it's like, you know, don't need to keep rehashing it. It's one of the things that I disliked about... Oh, when was it? It was one of the My Hero Academia seasons where they started doing that. excessively. I was like, yeah, we get it. Now that raised the question: as Black Swan members who will meet eventually, I guess. What is her evolver power now? I think it's got something to do with predicting the future. Because that's the second time she's dreamed about something that then happened to her when she was in danger. Or perceived danger. When the guy was coming at her with a knife, the Black Swan member coming out with a knife, and then you had Haka-senpai pointing a gun at her. So I imagine it's got something to do with that ability. Also, funny, interesting how they all hold the hand out, except Haka-senpai, who just points. It's like, okay. I still don't know which James Bond song it reminds me of. I need to look that up one day. And OP ever. The Key in the Darkness. What did we see? Yep, okay. Jesus Christ, 3 million. Good God, that's a lot. Well, who is this? Who the hell are you? Yes, exactly. Minor? Okay. Huh. Mm-hmm. Sure. That's more like it. Wow. What did you come bringing? What's it going to be? Love how they're all so skeptical of him. Key? A hacker? "17 years ago, okay. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Interesting, okay. Let me guess, he's back. Yeah, as expected. Interesting. The return of the righteous hacker. I mean... yeah. But, I mean, yeah. Revealing his identity would also... it wouldn't be a good idea to reveal his identity at that point, wouldn't he? Doesn't he work based on his anonymity? Doesn't that help him? I like his VA. I feel like I recognize him from something, though. Just the way... just the way he ends his sentences. Something reminds me about him. What? Oh. Oh. Interesting. Accident. No. This is gonna go badly. I mean, this isn't creepy at all. Totally not creepy. Oh. Oh-ho. Alright. Interesting place. I dread to think. That's... Yep. Why are you here? Huh. That's what you think a hacker looks like? Alright. that little laugh he had was just like, yeah. Hmm. Oh, damn. A raid? Please raid? Oh. Oh, damn. Multiple 10-minute bombs. And he just blew the elevator out, didn't he? I'm gonna guess there's no emergency stairs. Yep. Mm-hmm. True. That's his... I think that's his evolver power. In some way. Yeah, he's an evolver. Mm-hmm. Alright. So he's knowledgeable about hacking as well. Interesting. Is it gonna work, though? Right, so some are working on getting out. I mean, it's working, but how many layers are there? Yep, they can't get through this layer. He's making headway. He made a lot of headway. Still go. Jesus, there's a lot of layers to this. I mean, there should be. I mean. Oh, these are the last three? And one last big one. In 10 seconds? That's kind of a little close. Just cutting it a little close, eh? Christ. Alright, cool. Here on the cap, yeah, okay. But obviously it was all being watched, naturally. Excuse me, what? Okay. What? Anyway. Password? What? Password 368? That's going to be important in a bit. I mean, who else was it going to be? Really? Someone's impersonating Key. Why would Key do something like this? Oh! Why didn't I think of that? Alright, break time. Now we're back. I mean, yeah, every important figure you meet in this show has to be one of your main 4 boys. Can't introduce new characters, of course. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Second generation. So the actual Key... Okay. So you're continuing on in his name. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should get out of here. Okay. Control room, makes sense. Right. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Mm-hmm. So very much aware that he is an evolver, got it. Okay. Interesting. I'm not sure how his evolver power helped him with the hacking then. It didn't help him with the hacking, it helped with public perception of him? Is that what I was meant to interpret out of that? I'm not quite so sure I understand his evolver power right now. Well, as long as you remember the digits 368, I'm sure you'll be helpful. Now, of course, the ladder's gonna fall off. Good catch, my boy. Oh. Okay. I bet it is. Okay. Sure, alright. I think he'd be fussy about you being a hacker as well, but you know. The hell is this complex stuff? Control room to what, by the way? Like, where are we that we have this display set up? No, you won't. This is part of the plan as well. Of course, that's something that you have in your control room, the ability to suck it. Where are we? Yeah, not likely. Stop talking. Yep, 368. Three, 6, 8. Why 4? I'm gonna guess that's Japanese wordplay, maybe? Shadow Dream. Mm-hmm. Yep. Why 3684? I still want an explanation on that. Oh. Okay. He got too close to Black Swan. Oh boy. Memories of childhood coming back. Oh. Interesting. So she was targeted because the father was targeted as well. Interesting. Jesus Christ. 36, that was her number. Oh my god. That was his number, rather. 3684. Interesting. And she... This show is weaving them all in deeper than God... They're all interconnected so well. Like, holy cow. It's honestly incredible how much they interweave these characters together. Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Yep. And so was eliminated. Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. That'll work. Uh-huh. And how's this fairy tale gonna link into both of your lives? Okay. Except for that pink purple butterfly. Uh-huh. You're the painter and our main character is the butterfly. Is that what we're meant to be getting from this already? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very much so. And this is absolutely talking between these two characters. Right? He's the painter, she's the butterfly. Mm-hmm. Uh... What? What was that ending bit? Excuse me? Why did he suddenly double over and have some pains in his chest? Interesting. This show gets complicated. I think is the best way I can describe it. But it's a nice kind of complicated. They're all woven in. They all, well, I wouldn't say they all make sense. Like an idol and hacker, sure, well, but they all link up. So I'm guessing next time we're going to learn more about our neuroscientist, Lucian. Maybe we'll find out why he's doing this. I wonder what's up with our boy. Interesting. But it was the same blonde kid from Black Swan that was attempting to just take her out of the picture entirely. Like, just straight up kill. Which is interesting. We have a little bit left here for next time on. Alright, more Black Swan stuff. Okay. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, so now we're going to be focusing on Haka-senpai. It looks like a backstory episode between the two as well, actually. Amber Wind. Oh, that's a nice little bit of art for Kiro. I like that. So, yeah, it looks like next time we're going to be focusing on Haka-senpai and their backstory together. Now, what does Mr. Black Swan leader say there? One more step, the Queen will awaken. Every time life is faced with a crisis, the Queen's genes progress further towards awakening. So they have an interest in her. She is the Queen to them. I think we established that last episode as well in a little bit. We got a Black Swan, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. If not, well, I think they're fairly obviously saying that she's the Queen now. And was it the power to grant things? The power to evolve humans? The power to evolve humans and draw out the evolved powers within them. That is the power of the Queen. See, I thought her power would just be prediction through her memories, but maybe it's not that. Maybe when she was kidnapped, because Kira was there as well, next to her. He was 3684, which is why those numbers 368 meant something. So perhaps they've envisioned her as... Maybe they were hunting for the Queen candidate, as it were, and she happens to be it, but she escaped before they could fulfill what they wanted to with her, so now they're behind the scenes trying to influence it to happen. And it looks like this leader is holding something over this blonde boy. He's not complicit because he wants to be, he's complicit because his sister is being held over him. You may find a future where you live together with your sister. So yeah, the sister is being held over him, essentially. As like, I mean, if you want to live with your sister again, you ever want to see her again, you do this stuff for me. Okay. So it seems like there's going to be a potential opportunity to save him. At some point. Interesting. Interesting. God, I want to meet these Black Swan people a bit more. Like, aside from them ominously plotting in the back, I want to see them come to the center stage and see what they're all about. Because they seem kind of interesting so far. I like the way they've woven our characters together so far. I'm going to be very interested to see how Black Swan gets woven into this. It's going to be very, very interesting to see. But this show, man, this show is far, far better than I think I could have ever given it credit for when I first watched it. Like, when I first saw this in the lineup, I could never have imagined this, right? Like, there was no way I could ever have imagined this. Because I did not expect something like this to come out. I thought, again, reverse harem, slice of life. Not super plot-filled and somewhat dramatic show. I did not expect anything like that. I mean, it's Studio Mappa, and it was listed as a drama, so I should have expected something, right? But even still. Anyway. Where is... I don't think the new guy that got added... What was his name? Oh, what was the new one? Minor. There we go. His voice actor is not listed on AniList, and I sure as hell don't expect it to be on Mal either. I don't think Mal would have updated for this show at all so far. EVOL LOVE. Really, it doesn't come up. Okay. Mr. Love, then. There we go. Coit producer. That's probably what I should search for. Yeah, no, it doesn't have anything beyond our main four, the main character, and the two side ones. So yeah, I have no idea who voices him. It'll probably update. Well, hopefully it'll update by next week by the time I get around to it. But for those of you who watch the show and can actually read like I assume he's credited in the ending. So if anyone wants to tell me who the voice actor of him is, and if there's any noticeable, like any high-profile shows he's been in before, please let me know. I will look his name up on AniList later anyway. So yeah, but if there's any high-profile things that I should recognize him from, like if he was in like a big show, or a show that you know I've watched, especially from the past 2 seasons, like if you know any of the winter or spring shows that I probably would have watched, let me know in that, because I might have recognized him from one of those. So yeah, that's the only thing I have left now. God, these are so convoluted, and I love it. God, this show is good. This show is so good. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. This show is continuing to get better and better as it goes on, and I can't wait to finally get to Black Swan and see what they're all about, and see where our main character lies in all of this. Is she the queen? Is her evolved power just to be able to predict the future? Because that's what we've seen her power used for in pretty much every instance so far. But what could she become the queen with the right conditions? What conditions do they need to make the queen? It's also an interesting one. How do you grant someone evolver powers? How do you even get it to begin with? Is it granted to you by someone? I'm so confused as to that. But we know both her and Kiro were in this laboratory thing of some description that Kiro did eventually, Kiro, whatever, did eventually take down of himself, because he assumed they were after him, but no, he kind of realized they're more after her than him at this point. Interesting. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you did. It always helps boost the channel up. I know a lot of you have come for this show in particular, so thank you very much for all your support so far. Leave a comment what you thought of the episode, including if you know the voice actor of Minor here, or whatever his Japanese name was. Yeah, let me know who his voice actor is, and any spring or winter shows he was in, because that will help me recognize him. Anything else I've mentioned as well, feel free to correct me on certain stuff, enlighten me on certain things as well, if it's not already been explicitly explained, and won't be a spoiler for further down the road, of course. You guys are good on spoilers, I don't need to worry about that too much. And don't forget to hit subscribe to see next week's episode, as well as the rest of the Summer 2020 lineup you can find on my channel. Thank you everyone for watching. Until next time, see you guys later.